Alright. I got something for you. Are y'all ready for this? Spirit fingers. No, just kidding. No, for real, but look. Check this baby out. Woo. This is the automatic assault rifle pen. Now, I got all patriotic on it and did the red, white, and blue camouflage, which I think is better than pink camouflage because we're not trying to hide in a cotton candy field. But still, you can hide in America. No. Anyway, but check this out. Look at this. Woo, look at that action. I'll tell you something else that's neat. It has a sight. You see that? It is actually glass in there. Or plastic, but it's clear. I say glass. In case you just want to eyeball in on your period at the end of a sentence. Learn when people want to make sure that they're crossing their I's. Excuse me, you don't cross your I's. You dot your I's and cross your T's. Make sure you get it right on the line. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Anyway, so I did this one with the camouflage. What I'm working on next is, did it kick me out? My son walked through the door. Okay. So what I'm working on next is some, we say woodland, or it could be desert camouflage. I started on it. And I'm going to put that on a different kind right there. It's going to be a different. See this? It's a woodland pattern, kind of. It's more desert. Because that's what I wore. That's the color that similar to one of the patterns that I wore when I was in Desert Storm. And they started introducing that. So, but then I'm also going to do this. This is a regular woodland pattern that we're used to in the military. That they started out with. Now we got all kind. And I'm going to put these on different colors. So I'll show you guys what that's going to look like. But this is really awesome. This pen is like, I thought the bolt action was neat. But look at that. Look at that. Just look at it. Just look at there. Just look at it. You know what? So, look at the rails. What? So, when I put this on, I was trying to line it up. But once I press it on, there's no moving that joker. It's slightly off, but I'll make sure that from now on that when I make these, I'm going to make sure my rails line up with this sight. Because that's about the only drawback. We got to make sure that rail, I didn't think about it when I was assembling it. But as I look at it, of course, you want your rails to match. You want one straight up and down with your deal at the back, with your sight at the back. And then you want these on the side. And, of course, the one going straight down at the bottom. But it's still pretty neat. So, anyway, when you want to refill it, this has a Parker style refill. Unscrew it, put your refill in, and put it back in there if I can. I got my spring in there all jacked up. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So I know what to do next time to make sure that it's lined up a little bit better. It's just slightly off. Just slightly off. It's not too bad. So, as I was saying, now I'm going to work on another pattern. I just started on it. It's pretty homely right now, doesn't it? These may be the last set of pins I'll make before I move outside to my little shack that I'm putting together. I just got to put I'm gonna put some ceiling panels on. I'll do that over the weekend. I could probably move this stuff out there before I get it done, but I had a little time, so I thought I'd make a couple pins before I did that. But that's the woodland pattern, and hopefully I'll get the rest of those done before I move out. I may end up doing them tonight because I already have them cut and ready to put on here. So I'll probably turn those and get those on here, and I'll have it posted out. Something else I learned here while I was doing this acrylic. I've always talked about how one time while I was how to have a good turn and a bad turn. You know, when you can tell how your feed rate is. I say feed rate because feed rate is what you would use if you were actually working on a machine, but I guess you can call it manual feed rate because we're actually doing it ourselves. See, that's why I need to get outside. I have some more room. So what I've noticed is that if I'm going too hard, if I have this turning, if I had the RPMs up too high or pretty high, and I'm pushing into it, the heat will get to this and start kind of melting it some, smearing it. It won't melt it. I guess you could say melt it to a sense, but it'll kind of smear it, and you can feel and when it builds up on your turning tool, when I'm turning and that melted stuff builds up, it'll kick me back. You know, it'll kick back. So that's something I've learned just recently on what I was doing. I paid attention to what I was doing, so I need to realize I don't need to press so hard because, of course, it's a dull insert, and that's one of the reasons why I'm pressing hard. But the reason why I'm still using it is because I'm roughing with it, and I'm just trying to be careful to make sure I don't tear up my material here. But yeah, we can't have it up too fast, and going too slow we start smearing it. I don't have my glass on. I think that's a little smear right here. No, I don't know. No, that's not one. But it looks pretty ugly, you know, when I smear it. But it comes off pretty easy. And I don't mind doing it when it's just a roughing part. But once I get down to the lower part, I change inserts. I use a different tool. I use a shorter one so I can get to it a little better. But guys, I wanted to show you that that rail, the rail on that pin over there, man, because it's pretty awesome. Sitting on top of my work gloves. And just so you know, those work gloves went through a lot of work with me out there. Yeah, I dug a trench. Oh yeah, see my son is focusing on that trench. See that trench? I had to bury a power line out there to go to my shed. I was hurting all over. Even my fingernails hurt. I'll never do that again. Yeah, they hurt. So, anyway, next time, if I ever have to do that again, I'm going to rent a machine because I'm not doing it again. I thought, it helps me realize that I'm not as young as I was. I don't have all that energy. Kind of like that song says, my body tells me that I can't do it, but my pride says, oh yes you can. So, anyway, I'll get back with you and show you what the rest of them look like. Look me up on Facebook, Handcrafted Pins and More. Subscribe. You know, give me some comments on what you think about them. Some tips, clues, or anything. I'm down to conversate. Anyway, be blessed.